Hey, what is up guys? It's Brennan here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to add HTML code on your Shopify store. This is going to be step-by-step exactly how to create and edit and add that HTML code on your Shopify store, whether you want to add it to the home page or the product page. That's what I'm going to be showing you here in today's tutorial. And before we dive into things, of course, I do want to mention if you don't already have a Shopify store, you go and check out that first link down below in the video description. That's brennanvalesky.com/Shopify. It'll take you right over to this page here where you can get started with a Shopify free trial. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the tutorial. So first things first, of course, you're going to want to make sure that you are, of course, logged in to your Shopify store. Now, what I'm going to be showing you first is how to add it to the homepage. And essentially, it could be anything as simple as any kind of HTML that you write yourself, or in this tutorial, I'm going to be utilizing ChatGPT as well to help build out the code to kind of help you and show you in this tutorial as well how you could even write some of your own HTML code very simply utilizing a tool like ChatGPT. Now, you could have written this HTML code yourself as well, or what I like to do personally in this day and age is to instruct ChatGPT to help write the HTML code for adding it to your Shopify store. And again, HTML code can be very flexible, can add a lot more new elements to your site, especially something like this. I mean, this is just a very basic thing I created from ChatGPT, just with a simple extra button and like a little box. There really is pretty endless as to what kind of HTML code you might want to go about creating and adding to your store. But essentially, what you need to do is first at least get your HTML code. So step one is to get the HTML code that you want to add to, whether it be your home page or your product page. We're going to be starting with the home page because it is a little bit different than adding code to your product page. So first get your HTML code, right? Figure out what you want to add. In this case, I'm just going to be building out some sample HTML from a basic instruction to ChatGPT saying, give me some basic HTML to paste onto Shopify liquid section for tutorial. Now, I would recommend when you're creating your HTML code is to instruct ChatGPT. You can either paste in the existing HTML code that you already have, or if you're building something from scratch, just have it tell it to make it available and make it to work with Shopify liquid section. The Shopify liquid section, essentially liquid code from Shopify, is their native code, and it does work with HTML, but I would recommend, instructing it, hey, make sure I can paste this into Shopify. So in this example, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then here's some simple example of HTML that can be pasted into a Shopify liquid section. Make sure you tell it, hey, here's my HTML, or maybe if you're starting from scratch, hey, I want to build out X, X, and X in HTML for Shopify liquid section. That's what you need to make sure that you add. So as you can see here, this is just written out. And this is essentially just some basic code. We're going to go ahead and copy this code here. Now, I assume it will probably create essentially the same thing here. So all you have to do is come here, click copy code. As you can see, it will copy all this code here automatically. And then we're going to go back to the Shopify store. Next, we're going to come over here to the left-hand side, click on online store. Now, currently I am using the Dawn theme on Shopify. This should work pretty much if you're using any of the latest up-to-date themes on Shopify. So you don't necessarily have to be using Dawn. It's just the one that I'm currently using is probably the most popular. But again, whatever theme you're using, you just need the liquid section, which should by default be added to your theme. So again, all you have to do is you make sure you're using one of the newer up-to-date themes from Shopify, and you should be good to go. Next, you're going to come over here to the Customize button and click Customize. And this will bring you into the theme editor. Now, we're going to be adding this to the home page here. We're going to add it sort of right underneath the image banner. So all we're going to have to do is come over here on the left-hand side and click on Add Section. And this will bring up the section selector. We're going to scroll down till we see Custom Liquid. This is essentially the custom code section that you're able to add to your Shopify store, whether it be your homepage or really any kind of templated page you're creating on your Shopify store. We're going to go ahead and click Custom Liquid, and then that will add this block here. Now, what we're going to want to do is then paste in the liquid code here. So all we have to do is click Control V because I've already copied it. And then as you can see here, it will then have tutorial title here, and it'll have the basic section. Now, I imagine if it did add any images, it might have some image errors just because, again, I haven't actually uploaded those placeholder images, so just bear that in mind. You may need to tell ChatGPT to, hey, remove this or add this. But essentially, it will you paste in your HTML code, whatever it is. Maybe if you already have some HTML, all you have to do is simply paste it in here into the liquid code section. and it will then load in your HTML. As you can see here, we have some simple paragraph tags, some H2 tags. We have a style section to, show the actual style there of the page. If we go up here and refresh, as you can see, the new section is added here. So tutorial title here, this is a simple tutorial section. Now, again, this does look sort of like, oh, it needs to be centered. So if you have any issues with the HTML that ChatGPT creates, all you have to do is come back here and be like, hey, make this center or something like that. And maybe add some margin. And you can just go back and forth here with ChatGPT to kind of get the HTML code exactly how you like it. And so as you can see here, it applied margin. You can also say remove image. So it will remove the HTML without the image, and then it will go ahead and rewrite the HTML code for the section. We're going to go ahead and copy the new version, and then we're going to come back here. We're going to right click, select all. This is a little bit of a process here if you are going to be creating it with ChatGPT. As you can see, now it is centered. We go ahead and click save. We come back here, and now it's centered. Now, again, you can kind of adjust some of the other things too with ChatGPT, but essentially once you have your HTML, you go ahead and you just paste it into that liquid code section. Now, you can move this section around just like you would with any other kind of section on your Shopify store, no matter how you have it set up on the custom liquid. And you can come here, you kind of move it around. Same here with this custom liquid here. This is the one that we've been editing now for this tutorial. So you can add it anywhere you want on your homepage. You can click and sort of drag it around, but that's where your HTML will appear. Now we're going to actually go ahead and save that there. So we have that saved, and that is essentially how you add HTML on your Shopify store on the homepage. Now, if you do want to go about adding this to your product page, the process is slightly different if you want to add it to a product. Again, you could really get creative with however you want the HTML to look. Again, you just kind of need to go back and forth with ChatGPT to kind of get it exactly how you want it, and it will go ahead and edit it for you. So you don't technically need to learn HTML exactly to do this process for this video in terms of adding the HTML. Now, to add it to your product page, what you're going to need to do is go ahead and click exit. Next, you're going to come over here to the products section on your Shopify store, and then you're going to find the product that you want to add the HTML code to. You're going to click on it. Now, in this case, we're going to be using the beanie. And next, all you have to do is come over here and on the top right-hand corner, click Show HTML, and then this will give you the HTML. Now, this is a little bit easier than the liquid section because this is just more standard basic HTML. You don't even necessarily need the extra Shopify liquid tags around it or anything if you're going to be doing it this way just from your product description. Now, this will appear in the product description section wherever you have that shown on your Shopify store. So if we go to the actual product here, we click on Beanie. Currently, this is all that we have in the product description. Now, if we want to go ahead and add some HTML here. Now, if we go ahead and paste in the same code as before, it might look a little janky, but that's where you're going to paste in your HTML code, no matter what it may be. And you just go ahead and click save. All you have to do is just make sure you show that editor. Now, I imagine this will probably look kind of wonky or may not even work in that product description section because of the way that we added it. Again, because this is like not technically coded for a description, we go ahead and refresh it here. Okay, so as you can see, it actually still did add it. It shrunk it down to size. So yeah, I mean, you can still add even the tutorial, HTML here in the product description, and it will appear there and with the styling as well, which is kind of nice. So if you have some custom HTML you want to add to your product description, all you got to do is click on that show code, the code editor, and then you paste it in. And then when you go back to the normal editor, you could even come in here and actually type and edit some of these sections here if you want to, or you could just go back to adding like regular paragraph information. It's just all you have to do is click that show HTML button to enable the HTML editor on your product page, and then everything will enter in under the HTML editor. And then you just go ahead and make sure you click save once you've edited that. And that's essentially how you add, HTML code to your Shopify store, adding it to your product page. as well as on your home page. If we go ahead and refresh this here, as you can see, it does have that extra little bit of text I added just from the regular text editor, but we do actually have this little sample HTML block that I added and created with ChatGPT. So I'd recommend just going through ChatGPT to write your code, and then all you have to do is paste it in here as I showed you in this tutorial on the product page if you want to add it there, or even on the home page as well if you want to add, some custom HTML to your home page. So again, guys, I hope you found this tutorial helpful on how to add HTML to your Shopify store. Again, guys, if you don't already have a Shopify store, you can go and check out that first link down below in the video description. That's brandvalesky.com/Shopify. Take you right over to this page here where you can get started with a Shopify free trial. Again, that's that first link down below in the video description. If you guys found this tutorial helpful and enjoyed it, then be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Anyway, guys, that's all for today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.